I actually thought it was one of the best pre-night Gumball party we've ever done. So really happy with that one. Also like to give you got to give a big shout out and cheer for the sale of the dead mouse head last night, which was incredible. Raised 50,000. So thank you again for that. So I think that's all really from me. Again, just to repeat, the key thing for me is making sure you get to Ibiza safely. So let's have a great Gumball. Give us a cheer.
On June 4th, 2014, Super Street landed in Miami to cover the American portion of the 16th annual Gumball 3000, a 7-day, 3,000-mile journey, which this year took entries from South Beach, Florida to Ibiza, Spain. Over the next 2 days, we would drive a 700 horsepower 2JZ swap 2014 Lexus IS from Miami to Atlanta to New York City amongst what was a total field of 120 wild rides. Exclusivity goes hand in hand with the Gumball 3000, and at an entry fee of $70,000 this year, there was no shortage of the world's best. Nothing normal exists here. It's a departure from real life. Take this Arabic-plated vinyl wrap McLaren P1, for example. But the adventure didn't always include famous celebrities, athletes, musicians, and the young and wealthy. Back in 1999, it began as just a fun European road trip Maximilian Cooper put on for his friends. Today, it brings crowds to every global city Gumballers enter, especially overseas. And Maximilian, well, he is the king of this domain. But the question remains, what makes Gumball any more special than other rallies existing across the globe? Is it the flash, the parties, attacking the streets in the most exotic of vehicles? Or is it the camaraderie? We caught up with a few veterans to get their take.
All this weird stuff that would never happen in the normal world seems to happen at Gumball, and nothing is too insane here. So it's just, you have to experience to realize why it's this fun. I mean, you don't sleep or eat for a week and you feel like death, but still you want to do it. You can't wait for the next year.
I think it's the challenge, without a doubt. It's the challenge. It's we really do push people beyond their limits. We push people out of their comfort zones. People are here because they want to drive and they want to experience it. I think a lot of people don't realize just how tough it is. They think it is a case of, say, maybe a 10-hour drive each day, but yeah, you know, we have these days that's 20-hour drives plus.
It's the bonding experience that you get. You get to meet people from all walks of life. We have people here from, dozens of countries, literally.
It's the collection of people that are put together. You've got every walk of life. You've got like self-made billionaires to, celebrities to, like people like us that have MTV shows, to rap stars, traveling like the best cars on the planet, and it's just, that doesn't happen that often, man, to have that kind of family vibe. See, like Bumby, is there something, the whole Gumball thing is hard to put your finger on what it is, but all I can tell you, it's the best time.
You might expect a good night's rest before the start of a grueling journey, but rest and Gumball do not see eye to eye. First-time Gumballer Deadmau5 made sure of that, spinning early into the morning of departure day during the charity launch party. Shortly after shutting our eyes, it was time to wake up. Breakfast and opening speech concluded, we checked out of the W Hotel and made our way to the back of the South Beach starting grid. Our Lexus race car staged behind endless Euros. A Gumball starting grid is a truly ridiculous place. It's a mix of the fastest, most luxurious, rarest, and most expensive vehicles on the planet. Tuner builds fall in there somewhere too. But apart from Team Wolfpack's GTR, Japanese cars were non-existent. For those wondering, Maximilian had sponsored Fiat 500 duties on this go-around. Variety is key to this rally, as you can tell by the car choices of Bun B, John Olsen, and Deadmau5.
We're in the Escalade, baby. 4 boys, big boys. We need a big truck.
We have the Rebellion R2K, little carbon fiber monster. That's the most uncomfortable car you could possibly ever have a ride in.
Can you tell us about the Ferrari, I guess?
It's blue. It's got some kitties on it. Goes fast.
X to the Z exhibit dropped the flag, and we were off. Despite popular belief, Gumball is not a race. It's a point-to-point rally. Cops, however, see it as an opportunity to make quota, and then some. So to stack the odds in our favor through Florida, we use radar detection, laser jammers, a charging station, the Waze app, Wi-Fi hotspot, walkies, and 2 chase vehicles loaded with tools, car parts, and gear. Checkpoint for the day was a snail's pace parade lap around Daytona Speedway, 256 miles away. One ticket, one warning, and a scramble to keep up with the pack, and we made it just in time for lunch. The Speedway, however, was not so happy with our Lexus. A rolling burnout during the parade lap and crowd-pleasing donuts in the parking lot got us kicked out. Relegated to the neighboring Smoothie King parking lot, we swapped wheels for better rubber and left Daytona in the rear view. By this time, all the other Gumballers were out of sight. 440 miles of freeway droning to Atlanta awaited. Not having AC began to take its toll. Over 6 hours later, and a torrential downpour led us into the gates of Atlanta. Georgia Lightning had canceled the planned Gumball Bun B concert, so finally making it to the W Hotel at 1 a.m. wasn't so bad. A few drinks, a few stories swapped, and we crashed for an early start with Team Galleg. Nothing wakes you up like hitting the freeway with $1 million McLaren P1. Checkpoint for day 2 was 244 miles away at the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte. We planned to go all out for our final day of the journey. This is when Gumball really kicked in. While we don't condone speeding, nor does Gumball, it's hard to stay out of boost when a Ferrari FF, Gallardo, GTR, and 458 are chomping at your bumper. Let's just say our Lexus held its own. It wasn't long before Carolina cops got wise and had tens of Gumballers pulled over on the side of the I-85, us being one of them. Nothing kills your time like standing still. It took 20 minutes for a surprisingly friendly officer to run our information and take cell pics of our car before releasing us on a warning for not moving out of the right lane while passing a busted Gumballer.
Well, y'all have a nice afternoon. Thank you very much, officer. Cheers.
We didn't stay long at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. 625 miles to the Big Apple lay ahead, and by all calculations, that meant at least 9 hours of driving. Still in the mix, our team pushed hard up the East Coast. Fatigue set in shortly after hitting Friday traffic. Our heavy light switch of a clutch didn't make life easier, and a wiring gremlin was causing car power to cut out randomly while driving. Luckily, a CLS 63 AMG from the UK, local Impreza, and G-Pen G-Wagon kept us entertained until the sun went down. From there, it was a grind to make it before bar close. 16 and a half hours of driving and we had made it. It was 1 a.m., but the lights of New York City had us ready to celebrate. Gumballers don't know quit. We had learned that. Too exhausted to sleep, our team split up between bars and an after-hours strip club. For those continuing on, 2 747 cargo planes took delivery of the cars at JFK before being transported to Edinburgh, Scotland, where they'd await the Gumballers' separate Saturday arrival. By Sunday, it was off to London, then Paris, Barcelona, and finally Ibiza, where Maximilian Cooper, in a special ceremony, would wed rapper Eve. All said and done, Gumball is hard to put into words, and we didn't even do the whole thing. It is a mess of unforgettable happenings and challenges that bond Gumballers into a special club. Here's what a few had to say about the best and most challenging moments the morning after completing the American leg.
To say it's been a challenge is quite fair, I think.
I don't know about every Gumball, but this is my 5th one, and it's the longest drive by far that I've ever experienced. It was a little rough, you know what I'm saying, had a lot of traffic and construction, but I think it was a great bonding experience for everybody.
Technically, yesterday I was cheated by getting on the jet. But when someone offers you a private jet, you got to pass that down or sit in traffic for 14 hours. I've done the Gumball 4 times. I'm on the jet.
It got worse because he started telling me about the experience on the flight, that he was laying on his back in money, chucking money in the air and stuff, and I'm just like, rubbing himself up in dollar bills, and exhibit was in, just going, yeah, filming it. They had phantom cameras, everything was in slow motion. I thought, you're just making this fucking whole situation even fucking worse.
We had fun, and it was a very tiring adventure.
I'm pretty hard pressed to find, a bunch of guys that didn't get fucking dinged on the way up by a cop. Did you?
Yeah, we saw you pass us.
Somebody passed you?
No, you passed us while we were pulled over.
And we were tango down. Team Ferrari's going to be back next year. And beggar. We're going to beg the whole time. We're going to pile up. Yeah, in the middle of an interview. That's cool. Yeah, come on, fuck this interview.
Yeah.
That's a group photo. Cool. You too? All right.